A parking lot rooftop is one of the most satisfying places to have a motorcycle, and I'm not too sure why. Especially an almost abandoned rooftop like this, which makes you feel on top of the world all alone with your bike. But what the hell am I doing on a lonely rooftop with my R1, getting the police helicopter's attention and summoning the aliens? Well, to explain that, I need to start back home. I was recently cleaning out cupboards when I found these. These are 6 mirrors that I got cut back when I had my R6. They were used to get some really cool photos of the R6 up on the same rooftop, and then somehow ended up in a cupboard to gather dust for over a year. Nonetheless, finding them up there brought back R6 memories and gave me a good reason to take the R1 out and have some fun with the camera. But first, they looked like they needed a bit of cleaning up. I haven't made a video about taking photos of my bike for around 8 months now, and coincidentally, my channel has doubled in size since then. So this is probably a silly move to make, but I don't think you can consider it a photo mission video if you only get 2 decent photos out of it. Instead, this is just an adventure with my R1, because I know someday I'm going to regret all the things I didn't do with it. So I've made it my mission to appreciate it while I have it. These aren't mirrors from a furniture store. I got them specially cut when I couldn't find what I was looking for, which means the edges haven't been smoothed out, and they are ridiculously sharp. While trying to keep all my fingers, I switched from wrap prep spray and tested out some visor cleaner that you should see in a future video. But the main challenge is transporting 6 fragile mirrors containing 42 years of bad luck on 1000 cc's of fury. Last time, wrapping them in a beach towel, shoving them in a bag and hoping for the best did the trick, with a bit of laid back riding for good measure. So that's exactly what I attempted again. Somehow, they survived another trip on the astounding sounding beast and were spread out in an orderly-ish fashion on the rooftop. My plan was to position the mirrors and move the bike if it needed to be repositioned, since the bike has wheels and mirrors cut your fingers. But instead, I found myself moving and repositioning the mirrors again and again and again. But that didn't stop me from pushing the bike around for some fun as well. Usually a bright sunny day at this time is the worst possible time to take photos. But with these mirrors, it's perfect. Well, in a way. The blue sky reflecting off of them looks much better than an overcast day would. And this particular rooftop was chosen because of how bland the color of the floor is. That way, the blue bike and sky get all the attention. The downside of mirrors with the sun out is that every time you catch the mirrors at the wrong angle, the sun gets an all-access pass to your retinas. It's not very pleasant, and I didn't learn very quickly. I'm also fairly sure that we blinded 6 pilots, which all crashed and died, with the insane reflection back up to the sky that we were causing, because the police helicopter seemed pretty interested in the strange behavior. I doubt you see an R1 with 6 mirrors on a rooftop every day, looking like they're trying to summon the aliens. The last time I used these mirrors, which I guess was the only time, I attempted lots of strange shapes and layouts with the mirrors, and none of them were worth my while in the end. Having pieces of the bike missing made it unrecognizable. So this time, my plan was to keep it plain and simple. However, no matter how I positioned the mirrors, I could never quite get the right angle. The gaps between them always seemed too big or too small, and the final layout never looked square or symmetrical. This time, I also decided to flip the final photo vertically and horizontally to make it look more familiar and less confusing. After all, Yamahas aren't the most attractive motorcycles from below, so anything to make them look more upright can only help. The dust from the rooftop was also starting to settle on the mirrors, which meant the camera was struggling to focus on the bike because the dust was more attractive apparently. And that meant it was pretty much time to leave the rooftop. I'd love to say that despite all this, I got amazing photos, but that just wasn't the case. Luckily, I had prepared my excuses beforehand in preparation for failure, and here they are. It was really hot. The mirrors blinded me. The R1 was too good looking. It was way too dusty. I'm superstitious. All very legitimate excuses aside, I did achieve what I set out for. A day with the R1 and one good photo for Instagram. The rest doesn't matter. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Add some more excuses for me down in the comments, and I'll see you on the next ride.